Hey, beautiful mama. Are you hungry or are you just tired? Today we're going to learn how to stop emotional eating before it even begins. Because once you start, our minds and our brains get wired and we just intend to just resort to it just all the time to help us feel better. So let me ask you something. Have you ever found yourself standing in front of the pantry, just standing there and staring and thinking, I need something, and then just reaching for the crackers or the cookies or the chips? Like, what's your favorite chip? Reaching for the chips and just standing there and then eating it, just like literally, like not even going to the couch, and then just in front of the pantry, just sitting there and eating, and you're thinking to myself, are you actually hungry? Am I hungry? Why did I do this? Why am I even sick? How did I even get here to the pantry and into the process where I'm eating this food? Where did that happen? And all this month we are talking about our, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're talking about all the things that our minds and our brains do to us to get us stuck in those cycles of where we're just relying on food to help us mentally and emotionally, not physically at all, because it's our brains just get hardwired and we get into this default mode where we're just in automatic pilot doing things that our brains, if our brains were actually turned on, we probably wouldn't be doing. Okay, so I've been there so many times, and I know all of you have been there too. So you're not crazy, and you're definitely not lazy or weak. Me, I usually go with the weak. Like, I am not strong enough. Why can't I make myself not do this? And you're definitely not broken. I promise you're not broken, because I feel broken quite often through going through this process. So this week we're talking about something I know all of you are struggling with. So what emotional eating is not about food. Okay, it's not about food. It's about trying to meet a need fast and easy. Those two things. Remember, this whole entire month we've been talking about our bodies wanting something that's fast and that's easy. So today we're going to talk about what emotional eating is, why your brain keeps leading you back to the snacks and back to the eating and back to the emotional eating, why your brain keeps doing that to you, and then how to make small doable shifts to stop this whole cycle. So first of all, what is emotional eating? Emotional eating isn't about a lack of willpower. It isn't about a lack of strength and you're not weak, like I said earlier. It's about overwhelm. Our brains are wired to help us survive stress. We are trying to run from the bear. We have our primal brain, and it just is on all the time, especially for us moms, and I'll explain. So our brains are wired to help us survive stress, and one of the fastest and easiest ways that our brain knows how to calm us down is through food. It is just so easy and readily available if you live your life that way. I mean, I have, most of the time it's because of the kids, and so I'm in there snacking on their snacks, not snacks that I would probably be having myself. So it's actually, and our brains are wired to help us survive, and we end up eating not just any old food. It's especially high in carbs is what we end up craving. We want the fat is what we end up craving, and we want that comfort food. That's what our body starts craving in these moments. And so, because when you eat, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, and it's just like, I feel better for maybe 5 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, whatever. It's not very long. And it's like, next time you have this type of stress again, let's do that again. So we wire our brains to do this, and we get stuck in a cycle. So when we know when we're not hungry and we're tired, either tired or touched out, stressed out, lonely, whatever it is, our brain says, let's fix this the easy way. Remember, our brain is always going to try to take the easy way out, unless we wake it up and say, hey, brain, let's do something else, right? So that's what happened to me quite often. And I'd put the kids to bed, and I feel like I had run a marathon, and I am like at the finish line. I am celebrating. I'm like, woohoo, high fives, I made it through the day. Let's go to the fridge and get some ice cream. I'm celebrating. Or the Costco cake. Oh, you guys, I'm so sad. What was it called? American, I can't remember. It was like 2 layers, this thick, chocolate shavings on top. Moana, if you're watching this, you know what I mean. The all-American cake, that's what it was. And now they have cupcakes, but they're hard to find too. I think that they took them out of the stores because too many people getting diabetes from it. It was beautiful, a beautiful thing. So I am like at the finish line at the end of my day. I'm gonna have me a piece of chocolate cake and celebrate. Was I hungry? No, not hungry. Not because I needed it, I needed fuel. It was because I needed a break. It was because I was overwhelmed and I was worn out, because I haven't met any of my needs all day. I was busy meeting everybody else's needs, and that was my reward to myself. Always going to meet one need. It wasn't really a need, it was a want. Okay, so why the mental load makes us worse. So let's talk about this for a second. Moms carry an insane amount of mental load. The invisible checklist, all the things that we have to get done in every day, the backwards math that it takes to get to 3 different schools by 9 o'clock, figuring out what to eat every day for 7 people. Yeah, that's a lot, right? And I wish that one day, maybe one day I will, just make a checklist of all the things that I thought about or did in a day. It would be pages, you guys, it would be pages. So we have a lot of mental load as moms. And when your brain is that overloaded, your body goes into survival mode. So moms are basically in survival mode maybe 90% of the time, every day. Hi, ladies. So that's how emotional eating becomes a habit loop. Okay, so listen, we've got our stress, we've got our trigger, and so we eat. We feel better temporarily, and then repeat. But here's the empowering part. The loop can be broken. It can be broken. Remember, you're not weak. You're not broken. But that loop can be broken, okay? So, not with willpower, but with more awareness and support. If you guys need a cheerleader, let me know. We can form a little cheerleader group. Like, I'm about to eat this. Please help me not eat this, okay? I'm totally here for it. I would love to know what you're struggling with. So what helped me break the cycle will definitely help you. I've got 5 kids and we're a very, very, very busy family. So let me share what exactly helped. And so we're going to shift out of that emotional eating pattern, and a few small doable changes, very doable. So I started asking myself, what do I really need right now? Before I ate it, before I even got off the couch, I started asking myself, what do I really need right now? When you do this, you're doing a little check-in with yourself, and it wakes up your brain, and you're like, oh, wait, oh. It takes you out of automatic pilot, is basically what it does. So when I noticed myself reaching for food at weird times, I paused, checked in. Was I tired? Was I overwhelmed? Was I bored? Was I avoiding something? Yeah. 9 times out of 10, I wasn't hungry. I just needed something else. Just waking up your brain and checking in with yourself is huge. So I created what I call now is the Mom Fuel formula. I love that name, sorry. And it's a simple 4-step rhythm I use to fuel my body throughout the day. So I'm not riding on the blood sugar roller coaster all day long, because that is another thing that leads us to those cravings at night. So we have to stop eating whenever we want, whatever we want. We have to focus during the day, so that can help us with those cravings and that emotional eating. It gives us it's like prevention, so that we're preventing all this emotional eating during the day. So when I eat enough at regular times with the right balance, it's way easier to stop emotional eating before it even begins. The third thing is I learned to delay instead of deny. Watch. Okay, just wait. Delay instead of deny. So when a craving hit, I gave myself 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. Then you can use that 10 minutes to check in. What do I need? And then maybe address that need. Wait your 10 minutes. And if I still wanted it, I could have it. but I at least thought about it, and maybe in thinking about it, I relieved the craving, or I relieved the need, or I made a better choice. 9 times out of 10. Seriously, I made a better choice. Maybe drink some water in that 10 minutes. Whatever you need to do to be able to help you wake up and think and get out of autopilot. Fourth, I swapped my soothe. So instead of food, I started finding little rituals that helped me relax, like taking a hot shower or a hot bath. I love hot baths. Journaling. Get those emotions out. If you don't have anybody to talk to, get those emotions out. Maybe a quick phone call to a mom or a best friend. A good hug. Whatever you need to do to be able to get these emotions not stuck inside anymore. It's so important to not let those emotions get stuck, because then they bounce around and they come out during the day and you yell at your kids or you end up at some point in the day getting too emotional and wanting those chocolate cake, you guys. So just tiny 5-minute habits that remind my body, hey, you're safe, we're good, it's okay, we're all good. You don't need more rules, you just need more rhythm and support in your life. That's all you need. Don't make it complicated, just keep it simple. Stack easy, simple, doable things, and it will make it's a game changer. So you need to feel like you again. You want to feel like you again, not like a walking robot living off of crumbs and caffeine. So this week, I want you to try asking yourself, is this feelings or do I need fuel? Simple as that. Is this feelings or do I need fuel? Check in with yourself. That's the biggest thing. And then if you're ready to stop starting over every Monday and start building a real rhythm that goes with your life, a busy mom schedule life, let me know. Put a heart in the comments, put an emoji in the comments, and let me know, and we can get you started on the Babe Builder program and introduce you to the Mom Fuel formula, and even go over, there's so much more with emotional eating that we are going to go over. So let me know. I hope you guys have a great weekend. It's starting to get super hot out there. Stay cool, and remember, you got this. You got this. I am here with you. You don't need to do this alone. If you want to start a little group where we are just supporting and cheering each other on, let us know. I would love to help you. Love you.